Good morning. Hello, Diane. That's going to get me about 15 Corey videos. But good morning. Happy Halloween. Hello, Surrender69. I thought my Happy Halloween was on a scrolling ticker, but I guess not. It don't matter. I try not to pin comments anyway, so let's see if anybody comes in. If not, that's okay. I'll sit here and talk to Diane and Surrender69. Well, is that the real Andy Cruz? Hey, Christy. Hey, Ninja Orchid. Well, you might be safe, Andy, because I don't think I'm going to talk about any of your friends. Hello, Bolo. Driving and listening. Diane, we've had beautiful weather up until today, and it's still warm, but it's raining. So hopefully it holds off for all the littles to celebrate Halloween. Well, according to Rep Ash, you're probably going to go to hell, but whatever. Hello, miracles can happen. Halloween is kind of a funny holiday if you really think about it. We teach our kids their whole lives, their whole little lives. Don't take candy from strangers. Don't go to a stranger's door. And then one night a year, we send them out to do exactly what we've taught them for 364 that year to not do. So Halloween is kind of funny when you think about it, but been flooded out. There's been apocalyptic rain, hail, tornadoes. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't know where you are, Ninja, and I don't need to know, but I just pray that you're not in the areas that have already been stricken so hard. Hey, Testicle, my favorite troll. Let me just tell you, here's my thing about Tess. I can be over there in the law and crime, minding my business, watching a trial, and I can say something off the wall, and lo and behold, there's old Tess saying, you know, hey, Truth, making friends as usual. So I run a pretty open chat over here. Um, Even if you're not somebody I would normally communicate with or whatever, I don't care. Spain, cleaning drains in the streets. More people need to do that, Ninja. Yeah, Bolo. I don't hang on to shit. I really don't. Hello Starlight is probably one of my least favorite on here, although she hasn't really been doing anything to affect anybody. So I ain't gonna talk about her. But even if she wanted to come in my chat, I think she could. I mean, she might be blocked. I don't know. I didn't block her. One of my mods might have blocked her. But I don't care who comes in my chat. And I don't really have a problem with Diane anymore. I let that shit go. Yeah, it's like bumping into Tess. Hey, Crystal. It's like bumping into Tess at the local convenience store. There's just not a whole lot of people that I would say, hey, I don't like you. Don't come in here. And there's plenty of people I don't like on this platform. But it's not like I'm sitting across the table from anybody breaking bread or, you know. Yes, I've heard, Diane. I've heard that we're besties. I don't know. But let me just start out by saying at the Piggly Wiggly, that must mean you're down south. Tess smells Andy. Let me just start out. Y'all know that I don't, y'all chat amongst yourselves, play nice. Um, but people have crossed the line of insanity in my real life and on YouTube. So let me just start by saying I'm going to tell you a little story about my real life. Some of you enjoy these stories, some of you will go live and make fun of them. Don't care. Hey, sweet Sativa. So, you all know that I lost my brother right about 6 months ago. Hey, Miss Leah. And he had a son who passed away a couple years ago, an adult son who had passed away a couple years ago. And that adult son had gotten with a woman and they had two children, which would make them my great nieces and my great nephews and my brother's grandchildren. So, God rest his soul. He was such a strange bird. I love him with all of my heart, but he was just a strange. He was able to save a little money throughout his life. True, speak truth. She has to, or she gets accused of having secret rooms. Um, but because he was kind of a miser, not kind of, he was a miser. He was the kind of guy that wouldn't turn his heat on unless there was a threat of his pipes freezing or something, because he didn't want to pay the electric bill. Either way, he was able to have a little bit of money when he passed away. Not millions. We're not talking millions. Hey, Lindsay Lee. But when he passed away, my other brother was the beneficiary on everything. And, the funeral got paid for, the plot got paid for. That was probably right at 30 grand between the funeral and the plot and the opening and the vault and all that. That's probably right at 30 grand. And then a very large, not millions. We're not millionaires over here. Hey, well, I'm not at all. Hey, Janie Bobaney. Needless to say, he had a little bit of money left over when he passed. So the brother who was beneficiary made the decision to put that money in trust for his grandsons, who no longer had a father or a grandfather on the paternal side because now they're both deceased. And it was going to be, it is a 20-year trust, which means they would get them at like 24 and 25 would be their ages, because I think they're like 4 and 5. Beautiful boys, beautiful. And then another little account was set aside for, and we call it the presents from heaven account. Um, because my brother, their grandfather, was always really good about making sure they had good Christmases and birthdays and, things like that. So another little chunk of the money was set aside to make sure that they had birthday presents and Christmas presents. And we had bought card stock, um, to, put a picture of my brother on there, with presents from heaven. I don't know. It may sound weird to some people, but that's what we did. Okay. Hey, Pixie Dust. Um, so lo and behold, it's been 6 months. So I get a text or a message on Messenger the other night, and it's the mother of the two little boys. And she's asking about a vehicle that my brother had, the one that passed away, Book. It was not a brand new vehicle, wasn't nothing spectacular about it. It was probably 15, 16 years old. It was clean, it was well maintained because that's how my brother was. But she just simply said, now usually she refers to him as Grandpa. And she messaged me and said, do you all still have Patrick's? She used his name, car. Hey, Simon. And it was like 10 minutes after 11 when it came through. I didn't even respond to it. And then the next morning, my other brother, who was the beneficiary on all of Boog's, Pat's stuff, who did the absolute right thing with the money, uh, leaving it to her boys, but not to her. Hey, Ben, I hope you're doing okay. Um, well, she sends him the same message and then proceeds to tell him that she's going to get an attorney and I guess try to lay claim to the money that has been set aside for her boys. But she wants it now. Now, am I crazy to think that it's crazy to lay claims to money from somebody that don't owe you shit? Is it crazy to lay claims to someone else's money? Because I think so. I think that's total insanity. What Where does she get any idea that she's entitled to anything? Anything that belonged to my brother? No blood relation to her. He's blood related to her sons. And that's exactly what we did with his money, was to make sure that when his sons are adults, they have a pretty good step up in life coming out as an adult. Well, Mrs. Lee, what I've come to the conclusion is the beneficiary overrides everything. I didn't come to this conclusion. I actually have a friend that's an attorney. Well, he was an attorney. He got disbarred, but he still passed law school. Um, God love him. Um, and I called him, and I already knew, okay, there's no way she has any claim to anything. And but she sent me a message saying that her attorney would be contacting me too. Well, go ahead, lady, because I didn't have diddly squat to do with nothing. I wasn't no beneficiary, never asked for a fucking dime. I was happy to have my brother for the 6 months that I had him, and I got to know my brother all over again. And I just think, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking to crazy people. So that's what's going on in my real life. Not to mention, living in this house is like living in a game of Clue. I wake up every morning to find something bizarre. It's just, y'all wouldn't believe me if I told you. Y'all would think I was making this shit up for entertainment purposes only, but it's my life. I know, Tess, I hate it. I hate it. Do you know how many times when my brother was here and going through treatment and everything that he would try to offer me or my other brother, Mike, for something like, say, he needed a heating pad, and Mike went to Walgreens and got him a heating pad, or he needed, whatever. He needed new pajamas, whatever it was. And I went and got, him new pajamas. How many times he tried to offer us money? And no, I don't need your money. If I didn't have the money, I would have said, "Hey, Boog, give me some money and I'll go get you some new pajamas." But just so happens I had it. It's just insanity, man. When people die and then 6 months down the road, you can't even think of anything other than what they had, not what they gave you here on earth, but what they left behind that you seem to think that it's just crazy. 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 People are crazy. And that doesn't stop with my real life. YouTube is crazy. So I think I've given you all a pretty clear picture. I don't give a shit about other people's money. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care who you give your money to. It's your money. But I find it totally, totally, and this is just my opinion. So I'm just going to give you an example. I don't do hashtags, okay? I don't I don't do hashtags. Um But I get wind this morning that Granny's watching is crying. So I go over there, and we all know about the big lawsuit. I personally think it's bullshit, but hey, whatever. Um, Not Queen Bee's big bullshit lawsuit, but now Granny's watching's big bullshit lawsuit. So she's crying, and she even goes so far as to say, now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Granny's watching hater. I know, Tess, I know. But I ain't a hater. I can tell you that I've lost a lot of respect for her, and I'm not a watcher anymore. Now I'm a hate watcher. But I ain't a hater because I don't hate her. I don't really hate anybody. I mean, come on. In order to hate, you have to actually, you know, care. Um, that sounded mean as hell, didn't it? Oh well. Um, but she's crying. She's saying, you know, my kids can, trick or treat. People are running around with masks. I mean, who's who? I don't know if she's gotten some kind of threat or what. Watch your back or something like that. And that's something to be worried about. You know, well, it sounded like it incognita. I didn't. I mean, she wasn't on screen. So, hey, Sunnyside. So here's my whole thing. Do you think about the fact that you might be putting these victims' family members in danger when you yourself or your panel guest or your chat is calling them pedophiles or predators or they killed their kid? Do you think maybe you might be putting a target on their back too? Hey, Lacey. Hey, Mac. Do you ever stop to think that what is said on your channel could also be putting a target on someone else's back? So it's real hard. Although of course, I don't want anything to happen to Granny's watching or her kids. I don't want anything to happen to anybody on this platform, or especially their children. But do you know how hard it is to sit back and listen to you cry, Jess, in fear for your child? When you don't have any regard for the target you place upon other people's backs? I don't get it. But B. Tim was there to save the day because those tears dried up after he gave her $1,200. Hey, Boston Bridget. So, all this, um, let's protect Dolly Vision. Let's protect our freedom of speech. Bitches, you don't have that freedom. You are abusing that. Hey, critters. You can say whatever you want, but you better be prepared for the consequences. If I ever ended up in a lawsuit over YouTube, Simon, I think it's all insanity. I don't think it's going to go I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think Granny's watching's going to get in trouble. I don't think Barbecue Lady's going to get in trouble. I don't think Queen Bee's going to get in trouble. I don't think Bullhorn Betty is going to get in trouble over her words on YouTube. If she gets in trouble, it's because she physically goes and stalks people. But you don't just get to sit on this platform, say what you want to say, defame people, and then cry foul when they strike back. Hey, Captain Avi. And the only way to strike back without physically reaching out and touching your life is through an already overcrowded, abused court system. So forgive me for not feeling that bad for these people. Again, that doesn't mean I want something bad to happen to their real lives or I want something bad to happen to their children. God forbid. But it's real hard to have sympathy for somebody who continues to run their fucking mouths. It's just it's crazy. And the sad thing is, it's like the whole Queen Bee Savage fight. Hello, Snooker. The whole Queen Bee Savage fight. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. I don't like either one of them, which ain't going to make or break their day, I'm sure. Okay, moderator. Yeah, I don't follow it as closely as some people do because I got to be honest with you, Bullhorn Betty to me has been a clown from jump, and I don't follow her. Yeah, I have a Cash App, but I would personally rather if you were going to Cash App somebody that you would just send it to, help somebody out for Christmas. You know, buy an angel off the angel tree or something like that. And again, people super chatting or cash apping or whatever, and a creator, big deal. Big deal. Who cares? You know, people they're making money on here. That's good. That's not a problem. But it's what you're making your money off of. You're making your money off of the backs of victims. And let's about it. Whenever, it used to be before all these. I don't even know where these people came from. I don't know who they are. I know Granny's Watching has been around for a long time because I remember back in the her and Natasha and all that shit days. But I don't know where Queen Bee and Flava and all these people come from. Facebook, I guess. I don't know. Never in the history of this part of YouTube or any part of YouTube that I know of could you raise funds and not show receipts. I agree, Lacey. I have to say it. And I know that you're a big anti granny watcher. I know you don't care for the woman. I can tell by your chats, you know, and that's neither here nor there. I thought about that too. The people in chat and the things they hashtag and the things they say. And, I was watching Queen Bee's chat. I went over there for a little bit yesterday, and up there was a picture of Center, and her chat was saying things like, it looks like, no, it wasn't even her chat, it was Gretchen the Great, was saying, why does it look like he's got polio in his face? That's fucking ugly. I ain't talking about his face. I'm talking about the comments. But you let somebody say that about Queen Bee and see if she don't have a total fucking come apart. Probably get sued. Just saying. Yeah, I don't know if it's the Gretchen that we've known for so long. I don't know. I don't know if it's her, but that's the name of the account. And I was like, really, man? Really? I took the screenshot. Yeah, I don't know if it's that Gretchen. I don't click on people's. I mean, if I think it's a clone account or something, then or a true troll account, like using somebody's family member or something, then I'll click on it. And most of the time, I'll sub to it just so I can track it. But I don't always just click on people and oh, it is that Gretchen. No, I don't know. But what a horrible thing to say. And people in the chat just go right along with it. Ha ha ha, lol. But let Sinner, who I also don't follow, let him say something about Queen Bee being fat. And it's a hoe ass problem. It's a hoe ass problem. And I don't agree with none of it. I don't agree with, hey, speak truth. I don't agree with going, hey, Donna, hey, Mac. I don't agree with going on people's Facebooks and shit. That used to also be a no no here. You couldn't do that. You weren't allowed. That was against the rules. You got called out for that shit. Not anymore. It's the norm. Hello, NC guy. I don't agree with Center doing that to Queen any more than I agree what Queen is doing to Center. But I can't sit in a chat that is so hypocritical and they don't call out the person that they're actually paying. Hey, Soflo Mama. Instead of telling Granny's watching, or Queen Bee, or Bullhorn Betty, or Dolly Vision, or anybody else that might be caught up in some insane uh, lawsuit, instead of telling that person, hey, man, maybe you should just shut up, they just keep pumping, pumping, pumping more money into them so that they can continue to run their mouths and fight this in a court. How about saying, I'll give you $100 to shut up? That picture came from Jim Terry. Oh, the one of Queen Bee. See, there's another one. There's another one that I would never, ever mess with. Why? Because he had no boundaries. No boundaries. Jim Terry has no boundaries. So why would you continue to mess with him? I don't understand it. I don't understand this. I don't recognize this YouTube at all from when I first came here. I don't have any problem with Joneson, but I don't like what Joneson did to Crystal because, hey, Ross Dog. Right. I agree with the whole imaginary rule thing. I get that, Ross. Hey, Joneson. I don't agree what you did. I was just talking about you. Actually, it just came out of my mouth. But I don't agree with the whole situation with Crystal. You know, should Crystal have put that picture of Joneson's husband up? No, no. Did she mean any harm by it? I don't think. I don't know. I wasn't in her mind. But by the same token, I don't think Joneson should have did what she did to Crystal. Since then, I think Joneson has apologized, said, she got upset, she snapped, she took it way too far. And apologizing is great if you don't do it again. And to the best of my knowledge, Joneson and Crystal haven't fucked with each other since. I don't know. Uh, It's so easy to not like somebody on here and not dig into their personal lives. It's really easy. I go into Jonesins too. Because at least I feel like in Jonesins, if she says something that's out of order, I could type in her chat and say, whoa. Now, if she's real mad, she might ignore me and just keep on talking out of order. But you can't do that in certain chats around here. Number one, I'm blocked in Molly Go Lightly's. I've been blocked since she come back as Go Harder. And all I did was go in her chat and say, hey, their name doesn't change from Proud Foot to Proud Feet just because you're talking about multiples. It's Proudfoot, even if you're talking about two or three of them. Blocked, blocked. Blocked the house. I know I'm blocked over at Jenny Jen's fuck show because I tried to vote in her little troll award things. And you can't tell me that I wouldn't get one like because under the biggest real lifer, I wrote you, meaning Jenny Jen. I didn't get one like on that. I know I'm blocked. And then under the biggest panel killer, I wrote Hondo. Not one like. That tells me I'm blocked. Because somebody out there, maybe only one person, somebody out there would have liked that. Maybe only one person. But somebody would have. And that tells me I'm blocked. So, Jenny Jen, your troll account, your troll awards suck. Because not everybody can participate, apparently. You should have said this silly contest only applies to people who like me. Hidden, whatever. Mr. Nobody. All I know is I didn't get one like, and I know I would have. I mean, everybody can get one like on something. I mean, you could write anything and get one like. I mean, come on. You think I'm the only one out there that thinks Jenny Jen is a real lifer? You think I'm the only one out there that thinks Hondo is a panel killer? No, I don't think so. Then you hear Savage carrying on. She's doxing my children. She doxing my children. I don't know why she talks like that. It makes no sense to me. But I've heard her normal voice, and then I've heard her. She doxed my children. Uh, Bitch, you had my kid on your community post all because I had a problem with Randy. Thank you, Johnson. You probably can't see it. Why are you crying about your kids being doxxed? You took my kid's picture and put it on your community post, not because you and I had a problem, but because me and someone else had a problem. So you can see why I'm not in chats. Although I can be in a chat with Savage, I can be in a chat with anybody. And most of the time I can ignore them unless I'm feeling really stabby. And then I might throw, something at them. My fault. Totally my fault. But you don't see me in these chats saying how great Savage is. Do I think continuously running that picture of Savage and her family is right? No. No, sure don't. I don't think continuously posting Queen Bee's mugshots are right. I just don't understand it. I mean, can't we fight like adults? Let's just take it out in the yard and knock each other out. I mean, I get so sick of hearing a single mother with two kids being sued. Well, she should have kept her. I agree. Okay, let's just say you didn't keep your mouth shut and you stepped over the line and you've been warned. if you're just you're not digging your heels in. Here we're going backwards again. But I don't feel like you're digging your heels in to protect your freedom of speech. I think you're digging your heels in to protect your filthy mouths. And if you're going to run your mouth and you're going to stand on that soapbox of, I have freedom of speech, then have enough money in your bank account to back it up. Because I can tell you right now, if somebody sued me, they ain't getting a dime from me. No attorney's getting a dime from me. Because I'll just bebop my ass right into that courtroom and I'll tell the judge, sir, your honor, if you find that I've done something outlandish, I'll do weekends. I got the time today, bitches. I agree, Donna. And see, that gets you in the mindset of these subs who sit in these chats and root this shit on. Hashtag I stand with Granny. Well, finish the fucking hashtag. Hashtag I stand with Granny running her mouth against victims. Finish it. I ain't picking up trash. I'll just go sit in a jail cell, Sunnyside. I'm old. I'm fat. I'm lazy. I had my days of labor. I'm not talking childbirth. I've only had one, but that was enough. But I mean, sue me because you ain't getting a dime from me. You know, what the whole Bullhorn Betty thing. I've never seen such, even to me, this is even bigger than Molly Golightly. No, I don't have a problem with Granny. I have a problem with Granny getting on a panel, her own panel, crying. She's in fear for her son to go trick or treating because, everybody's in mass. People are after me, blah, blah, blah. But she doesn't worry about the target that she puts on somebody else's back for the words spoken out of her mouth on her panel or in her chat. There you go, BBW. But personally, do I have a problem with Granny? No. I mean, I couldn't possibly have a personal problem with Granny because I don't know her personally. I've never been behind the scenes with her. Well, I try not to laugh at people crying. I mean, I don't want to sit back and say, ha ha ha, somebody made her cry. I don't want to be like that. But I can tell you that it didn't draw not an ounce of sympathy from me. Obviously, it did her crowd. I mean, I thought the bee would be all tore up after B Tim announces that he gave her 500 and it got returned. I will give her credit for that. Her first GoFundMe that she was doing for her bullshit defense against running your mouth on YouTube got shut down. And the money did go directly back to the people. Because, you had OJ for Justice up there. Let's not forget OJ for Justice, okay? Now, this is a woman that lives in Florida. I'm not doxing her. Everybody knows that. She's talked about it. And when the hurricane rolled through, that just totally devastated areas of this country, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, I think South Carolina. I mean, just totally devastated it. She's on there getting money to evacuate, which she didn't do. She actually went and bought scratch offs. Hey, Cosmic. Hey, Talisa. And the fact that she went and bought scratch offs with money that was donated to her by her people, I don't care. What I think is insane is donating money to somebody that you follow and that you support. And then when that money isn't put towards what you claim that you're going to use it for, and it's okay to say, just keep it. I don't care, just keep it. But then you have millions of people actually affected by the same storm that you were collecting for. I don't know. Me, if I was a supporter of hers and I gave her money and it was for her to evacuate and yet she chose not to, uh okay, she made a decision to set it out. I've done that. I lived in Florida for many years and made the decision to, you know, not up and leave, hunker down and take it like a champ. But then to know the devastation that was caused by these storms, I personally would have no problem saying, "Hey, Jay, could you do me a favor and refund that money? Because I'm going to go ahead and forward it to people that actually did lose their homes, their cars, their towns, their lives." As a supporter, I would feel totally comfortable doing that. Call me a bitch. I don't care. Hello, Corey. So, I don't know. People are crazy. Oh, then I stopped in. Oh, I saw where Rep Ash had gone live. And she's not shoving it down your throat or anything, but you're probably going to go to hell if you participate in Halloween. Just saying. Just saying. She's not rubbing it. She's not cramming it down your throat or anything, though. Now, let me just tell you, I live in part of the Bible Belt. I think. I mean, I'm not deep into the Bible Belt, but I live in a pretty Christian oriented area. I mean, there's a church on every corner, and catty cornered from that is a liquor store. But that's neither here nor there. But we have every church under every denomination within a mile of each other in my town. And a lot of them did trunk or treats, right? Amount of moan. I know. That a lot of them did trunk or treats. I wonder if those people are going to hell. Man, hell is going to get crowded. Oh my God. I put a meme on Facebook. Okay. It wasn't a bad meme. It was a silly little meme. It was a political meme. We wish you a Merry Christmas. See, Amon, I think they're good. I don't think that when they reach the gates of heaven, that God is going to say, "Oh my goodness, mm, on October 31st of 2024, you participated in a holiday." Oh my God, he's got his hands full. He ain't worried about stuff like that. But I put a silly little meme on. It's for the kids, exactly, Corey. Uh, or bigger kids. Please don't turn bigger kids away, you all. If you're giving out, what the hell is trunk or treat? That's where people like antique car or churches or whatever. They put they pull their cars in, they put all their candy and stuff in their trunk, and kids go from car to car to car to car instead of door to door to door to door. Much safer, much safer, and more confined. You don't have to walk as far to get good candy. And if older kids do show up at your door, don't turn them away, man. They could be out there, breaking into your car or something, or something shitty. All they want is a Snickers bar. Give them a fucking Snickers bar. I don't care if they're 15. Give the kid a Snickers bar. I can't stand when I see these Karens on social media saying, I had a kid come to my door. He had to be at least 16. That's ridiculous. Why? Because he wanted a Snickers bar? I'm 59 years old. I'll take a Snickers bar. Throw them on my porch. Yeah, country folk don't normally do that, BBW. But I can't, So I've had my, okay, so I've had to dip out of YouTube some occasionally, and I've had to go over to the Facebook because, well, it's a political playground over there, and it's funny. I mean, sometimes you just go into a thread for just the comments. Um, and I posted a meme that was pretty harmless. I mean, it wasn't, Kamala's head on a stick or Trump's head on a stick or anything like that. It was just a meme about, uh, when these politicians get to heaven. And good Lord, I had them coming at me. I had Karens that are actually my friends and family, but I'm just going to call them Karen from this point out. I'll pray for you, Tracy. Thanks. Appreciate it. But me and God are good. I don't think he's upset over a meme. But they're praying for me. They're praying for me, y'all. Which I'm fine with. Pray away. I need all the prayers I can get. All over a meme. So I got bored with Facebook, decided to come on back to YouTube and check in on people. Then I checked in on Flava. No personal beef with Flava between me and Flava. Nothing. Never talked to her behind the scenes. Nothing. But what I've noticed is all of her content is going after two mentally ill people, Michelle Sabate and that Lisa Richards. So I'm watching her. Of course, she does her little thing on Michelle. Michelle got booted out of her house because she's a nut and her husband divorced her, whatever the case is. And then Michelle's giving a little tour of this little Airbnb she's been staying in. Of course, she's made it sound like it's a freaking mansion. Hello, Tawanda. Uh, but I don't care. I don't care what Michelle's staying in. She got a roof over her head. That's important. So Flav, and don't get me wrong, Michelle has said some horrible, horrible shit about Flava, but it's pretty clear that Michelle's not mentally put together. Pretty clear. So she does this little thing about Michelle. Okay, well, that's typical. And then she moves on to this Lisa Richards, who is a drug addict who does these TikToks and bums money. That's what drug addicts do. I'm the mother of one. Thank God he's sober now, clean and sober. But, oh, y'all hear the rain? Hold on, I'll go in because it's going to get loud. I have a feeling. I love that sound, though. Yeah, I used to watch Michelle for entertainment purposes only. I watched her pick up a piece of toast and try to text on it. That's funny. But you don't have to go live and, make a big to do out of it. So I know. So she thought a piece of toast was her cell phone and she tried to text somebody on it. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. But you don't have to go live and drag her for filth over it for, I don't know, what are we going on? Year and a half? I just don't get it. I'm fascinated with people's minds, what goes through their mind. It's like the whole Letitia thing, or people like to refer to her as Letitty. I personally did not like that, but she was fascinating to watch, but I never felt the need to jab at her. I know, I remember that, Sunny Side. I think she even freaking deep fried a turkey. Chantal is another one. You can watch these people and you can find it entertaining, but do you really have to just be downright mean? And that goes for Michelle as well as Flava. But then you got this Lisa Richards, which we also know that Randy's had a great time jabbing at. I will give it to one win. She usually takes a step back when it comes to that. But Randy has moved on. She's a true crime fighter now. Whatever. Uh, but this girl is a drug addict, you know, and addicts are very deceptive. So, do you really need to go live and call out every lie this girl tells in order to get money for drugs? I mean, really? So then I noticed that she is in this girl's Discord. Now, this goes back to some crazy makeup mobster shit. That's sad. A mind of my own. That's sad. But so you remember back in the day when Makeup Mobster joined Molly Go Lightly's Patreon for no other reason than to be a nosy bitch because she was obsessed with talking about her. Well, now Flava has joined this Lisa Richards or not Patreon, but Discord. And Flava is showing a recorded Discord call on her stream. That's dirty, nasty, dirty, messy. So you want to sit in this girl's Discord, then you want to betray her by showing. I'm not saying Flava recorded it because I don't know who recorded it, but then you want to betray her. And see, here's the thing though, you're not only betraying Lisa when you did that, Flava, you betrayed everybody on that call. I don't know. Flava said she got in free, Corey. I don't know. I never heard of a getting charged to go into a Discord. A Patreon, yeah. A Discord, no. But I don't know. I don't pay people a monthly subscription on here. I don't. I don't. I got it turned off where I can't be gifted memberships. I just don't do it. As a matter of fact, I tried to super chat somebody not even involved in this part of YouTube. It was over there concerning a case. It was like a real lawyer talking with real sense. And it asked for my password, and I don't remember it. But I thought when I'm sitting there watching it, I thought, okay, so wait a minute. This girl is a drug addict, and you get your rocks off going just like I said about Randy. I said the same thing about Randy when she was doing it. You get your rocks off going live and dragging her for filth, and that's not enough. Then you have to go and join her Discord So you can pull any humiliating thing about her out of there. Then you can post a Discord call where not only Lisa, but the people on the call felt it was a secure call. So not only did you fuck with Lisa, but you betrayed the people in that call. I don't get it. I'm not a big Kamala fan, but I don't really like that name. I mean, I really don't like that troll account name. And just because she very well may be the next president of the United States, whether you like it or not, it may happen. I don't know. I'm sorry that you got betrayed, Star Wars agent. And see, I just said I have an open chat, and normally I do, but certain things, I mean, come on, I'm not. Trust me when I say I am not, and I'm not getting into politics. I said the other day, I put it on Facebook. For trick or treat, I'm setting out a bowl of Brussels sprouts and a bowl of lima beans, and I'm going to let the trick or treaters decide who runs the country. That's where I'm at with it. So, but I ain't getting into politics here. I will say that I lean more towards Trump than I do Harris. And you can unfriend me now if that's what you feel like doing. Don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't care. If you unfriend somebody over politics, it's just, that's why everybody has the right to vote and the right to anonymity in their vote. Discord is the devil. See, Talisa, I see so many people say that, but it's really about who's in that Discord. If you're in there with trust, I mean, there's a small group of people in a Discord that I'm in, or in a Discord that I'm in, that every morning for the 6 months that I was taking care of my brother, I would have them on, we would all be in a call every single morning. And they would hear me, making his toast and, making him comfortable. I mean, and they got to know my brother, kind of a lot, to where they actually call him Boog, you know. But it's really, Discord is, it's really what you make it. It only takes one bad apple to spoil the whole damn bunch. What did that song used to say? One, don't let, what was it? Wasn't it the Osmonds? Not that half of y'all in here would even know who the Osmonds are. Or was it the Jackson Five? Not that I expect you to know who they are either. One Bad Apple was the name of the song. But really, it only takes one bad apple in a Discord to turn it on its head. But I don't believe that Discord is the devil. That's just, I mean, that's fine that that's your opinion. Yeah, one monkey don't stop the show. Yeah, Captain Obby. I knew you would probably know it. You're a music buff, anyways. But I don't know. Like I said, these tubes, it's getting hard to go anywhere anymore because, I might be over at Jones's listening to what she's saying. And then, you have people in the chat, hashtag, uh, I stand with Savage Live, not Corey, Savage. Uh, I mean, I guess somebody could hashtag I stand with Corey Savage. I don't know. But I don't. I don't stand with her. I mean, I can be a big enough person to just ignore, but don't sit there and cry because you say your kids and your people are being doxxed when you put my kid on your fucking community post and I wasn't even having a problem with you. I was having a problem with somebody you liked. So, sorry, no hashtag in there. Uh, you know, the exposing everybody's criminal record. You gotta love that. You got people on here with a criminal record as long as their fucking arms, exposing other people's criminal records. Yes, the Jacksons. Okay, I didn't know whether it was for whatever reason I thought for a minute it was the Osmonds, Donnie and or Marie. But you're right, it was the Jacksons. Thank you, Lavina. But it's just what a moron move to come on here and expose somebody's criminal record when you yourself have one as long as your fucking arm. Now, if you're not exposing somebody's criminal record, yet they take it upon themselves to look yours up, bitch move, bitch move. I know, Sunnyside. Cricket says Donny Osmond sang one bad apple. Okay, now we got a healthy debate going here. ABC. Now that was the Jacksons. I know that for a fact. But Cricket saying it was Donny Osmond. We got somebody else saying it was. See, I narrowed it down to the top two contenders. You're right, Twanda. There isn't that many good creators. And see, there's that word creator. I am not a creator. I get on YouTube and I talk shit. I talk shit about my life. I talk shit about YouTube. I talk shit about people. I talk shit. To me, that's not creative. I agree, Miss Harris. Um, I don't see Carla did come into my last live, which I don't know was a week or two ago. I don't remember, and said hey. So I've seen her a little bit. Cricket was in love with Donnie back in the day, so she knows Donnie sang "One Bad Apple." But I mean, the word creator to me, if you're gonna have a word like creator, then it has to be somebody that's actually creating content, not somebody coming on here talking shit. To me, that's not. I ain't calling you out, Tawanda, because this actually came up the last time I went live. It's Donnie. Tawanda just looked it up. They both recorded it, Lavina says. So everybody wins. And you get a prize, and you get a prize, and you get. Really, you're not going to get a prize. Which, you know what? I should, with the Christmas season coming up. But then, see, then you get into this, you win a prize. Then I got to get your address to send it to. That's creepy nowadays. You can't do that nowadays. It's just too creepy. I don't want your address. And so the whole prize thing just headstones and headlines. I don't know. I cannot listen to Leanna, makeup mobster. I just can't. I go in there and clip one sentence just because it's so ironic that it even came out of her mouth. But, I agree with Corey on this. And I'm not usually allowed to agree with Corey because Corey's going to probably find a reason to get mad at me today and make a video about me, but whatever. That's just our relationship, mine and Corey's. But I agree with Corey to the point that if you know, if you want to continue to be the victim of Laura and Laura's actions, then and you want to talk about it every time you go live, you want to talk about Laura, you want to talk about Laura, you want to talk about Laura. Laura, the person that hurt your family, quote unquote, then you're not doing your due diligence to protect your family, in my opinion. I've been watching Delphi too, Captain Obvious, and it is, I mean, you can only watch it through other people because no, it's a closed courtroom, no media or anything, but you don't even want to know my opinion about that. But, and I've used this as an example before. Me and Natasha Cooper went head to head. We went round and round. I know, Corey. I know. I get it. But when it touched my real life, that's when I went live and basically said, I'm waving the white flag because I never touched her real life. She touched mine. It affected my son. Well, let me take that back. I can't prove. I mean, yeah, we all know she pulled up the dreaded criminal crime spree my son was on. Good Lord. But whatever. I think she had help there, and I'll leave it at that. But something happened when I was fighting with Natasha to my son, and it was enough for me to say, whoa, okay, this has gone too far. Mine is not guilty too, Captain Obvious. That's when, and I couldn't prove it. I still to this day can't prove it. But I was having a beef with somebody on YouTube, and something in my son's real life happened. And it was enough for me to take a step back and say, okay, I'm done. It's not worth it. So, when does Leanna, Makeup Mobster, get to the point of stepping back and saying, it's not worth it? I think everybody can agree that the call that was placed against her, actually her family, was wrong. I think everybody can agree to that. But and this goes back in the Brian and the Rel days, when Brian and Rel were fighting. And I mean, it got real ugly, like real ugly. And, I asked Rel, hey man, what's it going to take to stop this madness? I didn't want to see Brian's family hurt. And he's like, hey, all he's got to do is quit running his blah, blah, blah sucker about me. And then I went to Brian, and Brian was going to be the rockhead. And Brian's like, you know, fuck it. And I was like, okay. And I told Brian this, it's your responsibility to protect your family on this platform. They are not here. No, nobody's kid should. But see, okay. I checked out Makeup Mobster yesterday, I think, for a few minutes. And someone in the chat says, I think Laura was the one that called on Starlight. Now, at first I was confused because I was like, no, wait a minute. Starlight actually did the legwork and got her call, but that was a police call that was made by Oni, and that was proven. So then Makeup Mobster goes on to say, yep, I think so too. Okay, so now we're going to make Laura a serial CPS caller. without any proof. But then I come across a comment a while back that Makeup Mobster had left several years ago. It's under one of the old clip channels, Drama Diaries or one of them. And it kind of tripped my trigger a little bit. I was like, hmm. And then, with the whole unknown Capone clone, nobody hated that clone more than Leanna. And then we know Alicia had connections to that unknown Capone clone. God, I hope I don't dream her back up. And I got to thinking, well, you know, what if somebody just started spouting out, I think you two called on Laura. I can think it. I can't prove it. Therefore, I can't get up here and spout it out. I'm just like I said, I'm not going to put my family in danger, and I'm not. Hope that didn't knock me off. I'm not going to put my family in danger if I don't have to. And if somebody is touching my real life, I'm going to back off. Well, I mean, okay, look back when the whole unknown Capone thing, okay, when Manderlin got the screenshot of the whole list comment, and Alicia was, I know, just another troll. I know. But look how Leanna acted. Look how, I shouldn't call her by her first name. Look how Makeup Mobster acted. She got mad at a clip channel that she had previously always liked. But now they're going at Alicia. They're not talking about Laura or MGL. So she all of a sudden wrote this clip channel. I don't remember what it's called. Something about YouTube, all about YouTube, something about YouTube. I don't know. And then she would have no discussion about the communication that Alicia had with this unknown Capone clone. She just shut it down. She would not have any communication about it, even though Hatfield and McCoy's true to listen. Surrender 69, that's fine. Or should have to, don't be sorry. Yeah. Uh, Nobody on here should have to, you know, be known for the worst thing they've ever said or ever did on here. It's just it is that way. Um, if you can make amends, you know, so far people are not satisfied with Laura's I did it, I don't care, and I did it for this reason, that reason, and this reason. And people just aren't, they're not receptive to that kind of, you know, right. I mean, you can not like what Laura did and still like Laura. That's okay. I mean, sorry, I hit my inhaler. Now I'm going to go out and smoke a cigarette. But I mean, that goes on in real life. You can not like what somebody does and still like them. Shit. If that was the case, I would have disowned my son. You know, I can't stand what he's done to his life, but I love him. I mean, that's just a normal human reaction. So, oh, Cosmic, it's going to be okay. Just calm down. You should have taken a Xanny or a Valium or something before you got there. Cosmic has dental fear, which is real, you all. It's real. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I don't judge you by who you support. I ain't going to say that. because sometimes I do, but most of the time it's because I just don't understand how this particular person could support somebody who, and I'm not, it's not really any particular person, but I see somebody that I've known around these streets for years who always stood for the right things, and they're in the chat of somebody who's continuously doing something dirty. Not they did something dirty once, they did something dirty twice, but they're continuously doing something dirty, something low down. And sometimes I sit back and go, wow, I just never realized you could support somebody like that. But hey, whatever, it's their business, it's between their two ears. Sunnyside, that's not nice. You took a microdose. What's a microdose? To me, that means little dose. It could be anything. A micro dose of chocolate pudding. What is that? What does that mean? You don't have to tell me, Cosmic, if it's like illegal or something and you don't want anybody to know. I get it. What's a microdose, y'all? Now I gotta know. I got questions. It's like the whole Delphi case. I know, little dose. That's what I said. Of a spore of a fungi. Well, I don't know if that was a good idea, Cosmic. I mean, I thought those were kind of like trippy, but I don't know. Could be off. Could be way off here. Look at Tawanda coming in with the mushrooms. I was trying to be discreet. I don't know if I want to hallucinate while somebody's in my mouth, but whatever. I mean, my drug of choice would have been a more calming effect. But hey, Cosmic, you do you, buddy. So that's all I've been up to. All I've been up to is dealing with crazy people in my real life. Someone who has no relation to, no blood, not our blood, not our name, thinking that she has claims to my deceased brother's money. And then I'm thinking, well, real life got crazy enough there for a minute. I'm going to go to YouTube, and can't really stand to sit in anybody's chat for very long because, well, you just can't express your opinion in a lot of people's chat. And keep in mind, none of these people that I've talked about do I have any real, well, I kind of do have a personal grievance with Makeup Mobster, only because there was a time when I felt like me and Leanna were not friends, but we did talk like in text message and stuff like that. And I kind of still do have a little hard on for her because when my brother was sick, every time she would go live, she would say, why isn't she taking care of her brother while I was taking care of my brother? I didn't like that. But hey, yeah, I mean, Sunnyside, she did. She got the answer to her call, and, good for her. But at some point, I just feel like your victimhood wears off. I know I shouldn't have said hard on Sunnyside because I was just in a chat. It was Queen Bee's chat, who a sub made the comment, Savage thinks everybody wants to eat her out. I was like, ew. Well, Corey, I don't know that. I feel like she really loved loved and still loves her mother's memory. Um, I don't know only part of the relationship I know about is what Makeup Mobster is told. I don't know anything about her brother. Don't need to know. Sonny said, I have the screenshot. I don't remember who said it, or I'd call him out just like I did Gretchen. Because, it's to the point now that it's almost as if, it used to be like a rule, like Ross said, one of those unspoken rules or those, you know, imaginary rules, but you didn't call out subs. But what I've come to find out is subs cause more trouble than anybody. And the subs that are financially supporting these people would be doing them more justice by sending them their $100 or whatever and saying, hey, I support you, but I want to tell you that I think it would probably be a good idea if you just shut your mouth. And if enough subs did that and it started affecting their financials, then maybe. Right, Brantley, I agree. Hey, cats with the meow, Jay. I hope someday everyone could just get along. Tawanda, give it up. It's not going to happen because none of these people on here have the same personalities, the same like minds. And if they get along 9 times out of 10, it's because they're hate bonding. So the I just wish we could all get along thing is just not going to fly, Twanda. It's not. It's like taking hundreds of thousands of people and throwing them in a bowl and expecting everybody to like each other. And it's just not going to happen. Right. Peace doesn't bring the money. You're exactly right, Sunnyside. If you make peace with somebody that's considered on the villain side, you're going to go broke. And let's face it, we all like a little bit of drama. I do. Oh, true, Crystal. True. True. When a sub donates to, and I'm not going to call them creators because I don't really know any of them. I mean, I watch real creators, but not anybody I know just from our little circle. I'm not calling them creators because even the ones that call themselves true crime are not true crime. You are a true crime, but you don't cover true crime. Because if you're going to cover true crime, you're going to cover it responsibly. Right. It's like I don't like my food touching. I don't like I'm not one to mix my corn with my mashed potatoes. I don't even like the juice of my green beans going into my mashed potatoes. I'm just weird. I mean, I have the palate of a 5-year-old. Anyways, give me a separated plate, like a kid plate. Um, it's showing the love, don't you know? Well, you know what? I feel like, okay, number one, love is a very strong word to use on a social media platform. Secondly, again, I don't care what people do with their money. I think it just irritates me so much that there are so many better causes, and these so called creators should be promoting the better causes. When you have a hurricane that, like, I'm sub to Ryan Hall, y'all. He's a weather guy. Love him, love him, love me some Ryan Hall. Um, when the weather's getting hairy anywhere, I'm usually watching Ryan because I love weather. It's very fascinating to me. But back a few weeks ago when the hurricane went through and all the devastation a couple days later, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody, in our little circle, our little bowl, uh, to the best of my knowledge, did anything. And we're talking channels that have 20,000 subs plus. You know, if some of these chats get thousands of people in them, if everybody in your chat that could afford it, because there's some out there that can't even afford to give $1. I don't know, Captain. I've been watching him for a long time. But just think, if somebody in your if you've got 2,000, 2.6, I watch JLR sometimes and I can't help it. I do. And the man's doing something right because he might be a goofball. He might be a goofball, but he's doing something right. And I see sometimes I go over there when he's covering like the border and stuff like that. To me, that's very interesting. It's very risky to be down on the border right there in the face of the people coming across the border. I don't like to call them immigrants. I don't know. I have a problem with that too. But um and he'll have like 20,000 people in his chat. And I'm thinking to myself, if he just said, if you have it, can you donate $1 and then drop a link to an actual organization that would help people that are really truly in distress? I don't know. And again, it's not my business what people do with their money. So, I can't complain. I don't participate in it, so I can't really complain about it. It's not my business. But or locally, right. With the whole hurricane thing, I did donate on Ryan Halls, and then I also donated through Maggie's veterinarian. They chose to help the misplaced animals and stuff, so I went and I did it through there. You see what they are doing? No, to North Carolina now. No, see, Terry Lynn, I don't know what to believe. I watch the TikToks and stuff of people who are actually down there, who are in the, and I don't care. It's like a war zone, who are actually there, threatening CPS on families without homes. Okay, now that's going to take me down a rabbit hole, Terry Lynn, that I'm going to have to get into. But yeah, Maggie's veterinarian posted on Facebook in the office, whatever, that they're going to, their way of helping was to help the pets. And the pets really kind of got lost in this whole thing because you had loss of human life. And so that's just where I chose to help. And who knows? A lot of people may have done that. But I can promise you that if I had a channel of 10,000 subs, I would go live and ask every one of my subs who's not a bot um, to donate $1 to whatever. And to me, that's pretty freaking simple. If you're sitting in a Discord and there are Discords out there that have hundreds upon hundreds of people, and you're in this Discord, if you ask all of your Discord members to donate $2, I mean, it can make a difference. But I'm in a Discord with like 7 people, and I have a channel that's stagnant at 4,000, little over 4,000 subs, and I'm fine with that. I'm not out here to grow my channel. I'm not out here to make a living. I know, Captain Obvious. That's why I said that. Hey, Sarah. This is not my. I spent my whole life, my whole career, not my whole career, because the first part of my life, I did other jobs. Like, again, you know, but when I got into the gaming business, I was kind of older in life. I mean, I guess Chance was probably 9, 8 when I went to school for gaming, and then 9 when I started. I don't know. But when I got in, he might have been younger than that. Either way, when I got into that business, that's what I made my career. And that was entertainment. You have to be able to entertain people while you're taking their money. That's not easy. And if you don't entertain them while you're taking their money, that they're willingly risking. And I'm not taking it because I'm not getting it. It's going back to the house. But my job is with the house. So if you cannot be entertaining while doing so, you don't make any money because you live off tips. You don't live off what the casino pays you. If you're in a tipped position, such as dealers, cage, slots, uh, cocktail servers, bartenders. So to come here and try to entertain people for money, that's like a whole nother job. Sounds like a big pain in the ass to me. Well, I mean, there are the drunker that get the bigger the tips. Eh, that can go either way, Sunnyside, because the drunker they get, if they're losing, the more angry they get and the less tips. There's a lot of things about tips that are weird. Like, you get your regular players when you work at a local casino. You get your regular players. If any casino you work at, if you work at one in Vegas, you get you get your regular players. And, they might be really good tippers. Say it's a man, and they might be really good tippers. And then one night they come in and they're with their wives or their lady friend or whatever. And then all of a sudden they're not tipping like they normally do. And I will say, I'm a very good tipper. I over tip on any circumstance, on anything. But the norm, from what I saw in 20 plus years in that business, men are better tippers than women. That's the norm for me. Men are better tippers than women, and men are less likely to tip if with a female companion. I'm an over tipper too, Sarah. And God love my brother Mike. I mean, it's probably once a week he orders pizza. And I'm always like digging around for cash. We actually have a jar that we keep a little bit of cash in, but I'm like digging around because I like to tip them cash. I don't want to put it on a debit card. I mean, how many times does that $1 have to be taxed? You know, Now it's going to get taxed for what? The third or fourth time? No, I'd rather give them cash. And he be looking at me like, why are you giving them all that? Okay, stop and think. And I've told him this, stop and think about this. Not only are they doing a thankless job, no shade. I'm glad we have pizza delivery people. Pizza is good. I'm not really a big pizza fan, but whatever. But you order from the same place all the time. Now, do you want to be known as the man located at this address who does not tip? I don't want to be known as that person. Bye, Corey. Have a good one. So I'm going to wrap this up, but I would really, really be tickled pink if you all dress up for Halloween and you send me your pictures. I would love to see those. But I mean, I don't want you to dox yourself or nothing. Not, you know, don't send me pictures of your children and your, you know, I don't want all that. I mean, I'm sure your children are lovely but tonight I'm it's probably going to be the first year that I haven't participated in trick or treat, but I just don't think I'm going to. It's rainy. Um, the dogs are insane. It reminds me of last Halloween when Boog was still here, and he was actually he was early on in his diagnosis, and he was feeling pretty good. And I tried to get him to come out and sit on the porch with me and hand out candy. He wasn't much in the mood. But I guess lately what sticks with me is this person who thinks she has some kind of legal claim to his money was supposed to bring his grandbabies over so he could see them in the costumes that he purchased. And I don't know. That's just really bugged me this week, but I don't know. You're going to wear a garbage bag? Well, you should stay dry. But I do hope everybody has a safe and fun Halloween. And don't worry about it. You can repent tomorrow. If it truly is a sinful holiday, like Rep Ass says, then you can always repent tomorrow. Just ask God for his forgiveness and he will do it. He's a very generous God, in my opinion. I know, Crystal. I know Christmas is going to be rough, but I don't know. It'll be Christmas. It'll come and it'll go. And, you know, the only thing that matters to me about Christmas is being with the family that I have left and watching the littles celebrate. So I'm going to get off here. I've actually got a PET scan I got to get done tomorrow. And I'm kind of nervous, to be honest with you. I, I've had some symptoms that I haven't even really discussed with my people, but I got to get that done in the morning, and means I can't drink or I can't eat after midnight, which who does? Who just gets up in the middle of the night and grabs a Twinkie? Well, my brother Mike, but I don't know, Brantley, why that's being said. I know, Sarah. I know. I didn't say anything because, I mean, what you can't worry about what you don't know. But I can promise you that I saw proof, verifiable proof, that Alicia did have cancer. She did go through her treatments. She did it, and by the grace of God, she did it, and she came out okay. And I also saw proof that Laura did have cancer. I saw verifiable proof, and she went through her treatment and she did it. And by the grace of God, she's come out on the other side of it. So anybody running around saying, I will, Twanda. Anybody running around saying that this one didn't have cancer or that one didn't have cancer is loony. And I'm sorry, Tiffany Marie, but saying that is insanity when people saw proof of it. Me too, Surrender, because I just don't even want to fuck with something else right now. But I don't know. Um, I probably, if something was to come up in the PET scan, I probably wouldn't do a my journey just because I saw the fuck shit that goes on with that. Jeez. I'm so glad those days are over. I'm so glad they both survived and are okay and those days are over. That was a horrible, the cancer wars was horrible. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I agree, Brantley. Yeah, both of them had cancer, and by the grace of God. I haven't either, Sarah, and do not Beetlejuice her up. Or do it and we can all get a good laugh again. I don't care. I don't, I've come to the conclusion people are just going to be crazy. It doesn't matter. If they're crazy, they're just going to be crazy. Real life and YouTube life. Well, Molly's a moron. Let me tell you something about Molly. We all know the Clip Channel Clipper, okay? Whether you know who's behind or who's behind it or not doesn't matter. But I mean, they've not really hidden the fact, but she rarely, well, we know it's a she now. They rarely clip, well, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if it's a she, whatever. But they rarely clip Molly because Molly's a striker. And so they did a little clip of Molly. Molly was up in those comments threatening a sub who did not say nothing bad. What they said was actually the truth. Molly runs around acting like her husband can cure cancer. I mean, he's an attorney, he's ex military, he's this, he's that. Well, no, he's not an attorney and he shouldn't give legal advice. And that's basically all this person was saying. And Molly's all up in there threatening him, saying, "Do you want me to find out who you are?" Well, I don't give a fuck. Send me a Christmas card, bitch. I thought it was crazy. I thought it was just total. But then again, I'm blocked. Molly has me blocked. She's had me blocked since she came back as Go Harder. But, and of course, Molly is allowing her to say it because that's how Molly makes her money is being, the sad thing is Molly can really be funny at times. If she would just stick to being funny instead of, ugh. Yeah, I don't like striking is hard work. It's hard work. You got to write a lot. You got to fill in a lot of information that who has the time for that? I'll probably get struck now. Whatever. Do me a favor. If don't waste your time. Because then I'm going to turn around and appeal it, and then you're going to have to give all your information, which Molly doesn't care to give her information. Fuck, it's been out there for ever. But whatever. There's good attributes to everybody, I think. But and there's bad ones to everybody, including me. Definitely including me. But Molly can be funny, but she doesn't use that talent appropriately. But yes, hey, Squirrel Sandwich, all of you guys have a fantastic, safe, happy Halloween. I hope your littles, if you have littles, whether they're your babies, whether they're your grandbabies, whether they're the neighbor's babies, and you claim them, um, I hope they're all safe and they get lots of goodies. Check the goodies. Um, and I don't know. I'll be back around sometime. But in the meantime, guys, um, remember if you're hashtagging I stand for free speech, then know what you're standing for. Because what's going on here is not freedom of speech. What you want is to be able to get up here and slander people. People that are 9 times out of 10. If you want to slander each other, go for it. If YouTuber against YouTuber wants to slander the shit out of each other, tit for tat, go for it. But when it's the victim of a crime and you get caught up in some bullshit lawsuit, then You sound pretty crazy crying on your panel. Just my opinion. Hey, Stellar. So I'm going to jump. I appreciate y'all coming in. I hope y'all have a safe Halloween. And yes, I'll be back. I will see you all around the tubes. I got to go find out why I woke up to a spatula in my bathroom sink. Because, my whole life is a game of Clue. All right, guys. I will see you guys around. Bye.